Okay, so we're in Prague, in Malé Náměstí. This is the where the New York University is, Richterův Dům, an old stately house, a bigger hall in there called Richter, which is where a certain gentleman called Mr. Roger Scruton was going to speak. And I arranged things around for me to be able to go to hear him amongst a number of other people, and then all of a sudden he wasn't going to speak anymore. We don't know why, or rather I don't know why. Probably some people know why, but I don't know. All I know is I've come here and it's been called off. So there you go, there's a little bit of Czech Republic in real life. Roger Scruton is a person that anybody would probably want to go and listen to and meet, so it's a bit of a disappointment not to see him, but never mind. One thing it does mean is that I cleared off everything else off today. It suddenly means that I've got this feeling of, well, it's not worth going back in the office because I'll go back in tomorrow and catch up with email then anyway, so I've got a chance to use these things, the feet, and to use up some of my excessive calories that I'm carrying around my person, and to do a film for you in the process. This house is called VJ Rot, and we've filmed inside it before. You will, if you watch everything I do, which is, I have no reason to assume that you do watch everything, although there are some very, very loyal people that seem to watch at least a bit of, if not all of, most of the stuff I do, for which I'm utterly grateful. But if you're one of those, then you'll have seen inside of here before. If not, you can go back and have a look if you're interested. And this is the inside of the Hard Rock Cafe, or this is the outside of the Hard Rock Cafe, called VJ Rot for some strange reason best known to itself. The inside is a fairly typical Hard Rock Cafe with the usual bits and pieces from real stars hanging around the place, and that's where I won. Well, I didn't win, I won third place. Well, that's already winning something, I suppose. I got third place in the British-Czech 2010 karaoke competition. That was back in May. So that you'll have seen that amongst this series of Czech Republic films. Me singing a couple of things, including Bohemian Rhapsody, which, as I said, was one of the things which links up the Czech Republic and Britain, because of course Freddie Mercury and Queen, who's produced it, are British, the British group, and it's about Bohemia, which is the Czech Republic. By any other name would smell the same. And so it's a song which links, you know, Prague and the Czech Republic with the British people. So for a night in which it was the British Chamber and the British Czech Chamber doing a karaoke competition, anybody choosing Bohemian Rhapsody was off to a strong start, and I won third place. I wasn't in good form. The microphone, such as it was, probably suited a louder voice than mine. So, or at least the whole setup, you had to sing very loudly to get your voice heard. So, or so it seems. Or seemed, and so I didn't. I didn't sing to my own satisfaction at all, but you know, third place is better than no place, so there we are. Congratulations to the winners. This is the Brazilian Ambiente restaurant. Most of the Ambientes are Italian, but that's the Brazilian Ambiente. This is Kafka Square, which makes me wonder where's the jolly old statue with all the keys? Wasn't that there before? Have they taken it away again? I think they maybe have taken away that key statue. Well, nothing's going to last forever, that's for sure. Before the key statue they had some other funny thing. They stick them up there. You can see the detail into the famous tin church and the Jan Hus, unlabelled Jan Hus statue underneath it. I'm still in shock that they don't even bother having a sign up saying who that is, like he isn't at all important. Somebody that really changed the history of this country. That's the guy bugling from the tower of the astronomical clock, incidentally, if you're wondering. Had we been passing in front of it, we might have seen the figurines come out, but I've already done that one, so it's not essential. Sometimes I actually think it's more pleasant to actually avoid that square, because it's so, after a while it becomes a bit samey. Everything seems to go towards it, so if you can actually go around it, it's perhaps an advantage. We have been down this road together as well, because this is the, of course, Myslova Street. This is the Museum of Magic Garnet, which basically means it's a shop selling the performances of Alf Garnet in stone form. So, here we have Czech Garnet. Go on, go on. Here we have Czech Garnet. We are garneted here together. Český granát, which sounds like Czech hand grenades. And so you can see the bit of the old dark garnet. And then there's another garnet shop up there. This is like Garnet Centre. But on that side of the road, if you can see, is the Golem restaurant, which we have been in before. You see me eating with Sophie in here. So this is the Golem. This is how to get to the Golem restaurant. It's a good restaurant, a sound cuisine with a good Czech emphasis, for not too much money for that part of Prague. So I'm happy to give it a recommendation. I've eaten there a few times in full, about 3 times. This of course is the Myslova Synagogue, which is the home of the Golem, and so anybody that would, you have to get tickets to go in, which I kind of object to, paying to go into a synagogue. You know, I kind of would, I understand paying when it's Sabbath and you go to the meal afterwards, and no problem with paying for that, but I think that having tickets to go into a house of God is you know, I object to it for churches and I object to it for synagogues too. It's, you know, I think it basically cheapens the whole experience if you have to buy a ticket to go into the house of God, and I wouldn't do it. They've got a lot of religious kitsch here, crystal menorahs and Stars of David based around Swarovski crystals, or not Swarovski, but not dissimilar to. And little wood carvings showing very stereotyped Hasidic caricatures, which I'm not entirely sure where the charm of that would be. And some golem statues, which are probably the funnest thing out of that lot. Lots of matryoshkas. What that's got to do with the price of eggs, I know not. And more bloody garnet, which is not a pretty stone, just looks like a lump of coal if you ask me, but there you go. And there's a kitschy little hedgehog. And there's somebody selling a deer stalker for 679, which is about, well, I suppose nearly 30 euros, about 25 pounds, which is a fair enough, but it's unlikely to be in my size. My size being exceptionally big-headed in every sense of the word. Right, I'm going to try the, this is the Kniehkopectví Franze Kafka. Let's go in my pocket. Hello.
Potřebuješ ven nebo do domu? Here is English books.
Do you have the any of the originals? The originals of Kafka?
Religions?
Any of the originals? I mean, he didn't write in English. He wrote in German.
Yes.
Do you have him in German, his original
German?
Yes.
Yes, German here.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Righto. I actually do have the complete works, but I don't really like taking it and... These are all, these are good, these yellow ones are quite good. These are... Is it Taschenbuchverlag or is it? Just fit in the pocket. Do you have a copy of the trial, Der Prozess, with critical notes in it, or some kind of...
Process...
Yes, this is the Der Prozess, yeah? This is this... you're saying that this has got notes in it, yeah, this version? It looks a little bit similar to the other one. Yes, it's exactly the same one. It's exactly the same as this one. It's, you do have the process with notes in it. Okay. That I checked it. It doesn't seem to have these reclam editions sometimes do, but it doesn't seem to have much. It's just got a tiny essay at the back. Other than that, it's just the text. This is good because it's small. It will fit in a pocket.
Yeah.
But, oh, it's got fragmenta. That's interesting. You know, that's interesting. I wonder if this Vitalis edition has got the fragments at the back. It's got an editorial of tits, and that's all there is. Okay. This is 212, you say, and this is a little more, yes? Maybe I will take the yellow edition. It's more easy to carry with me. My eyes are still good enough to read it, I think. So I'll take this.
Back.
You know, I shall put it in my pocket. How about that?
Please, sorry.
Oh, all right. Yes, certainly. Check the price.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, 212.
Yes.
Okay.
You have 12 crowns?
I think I do. Actually, I might even have the whole lot. Hold back a second, and I'll see if I might. Because I've got this morning in the airport. Somebody gave me a lot of these things.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 200, is it not? I think we're getting there. And then 6 of these, I think we need, don't we? 6 of those octagonal ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was that 6? No, it's not. I'm cheating here.
Yes.
That's only 5. There's 6. Happy?
Yes. Can I change in this is
You want to change?
100?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is 100. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Now I am much lighter. Do I take that back? I have to read in German because I am a snob.
You are snob?
I'm a snob, an intellectual snob. I am English, but I don't read in English what was originally written in German. And one day I will read Schweik in Czech. Okay, I will read Hasek in Czech. Yes. The problem is with haikus because you have to learn Japanese to read them. That's really tough. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Right, she was very nice. So, here we go. I can take this out of my pocket again now. Mind you, 18 minutes. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to think that I won't put this up as an HDer. I'll probably end up putting it up doing it so you can record in HD and then do the post-production in less than HD, and you still come up with a pretty good result if you have it on something like 1400 or 1200. I can't remember exactly which it is, whether I'm using usually 1200 or 1400 kilobytes a second, but something like that. And here we have the gentleman I was just discussing, or rather Josef Lader's illustration of him. Good old fake, but we've also made a good old we've made a good old film of him before, haven't we? Well, not him, but certainly the that restaurant, going inside it. It's a nice big beer haller effect in there, with long benches and a kind of beery atmosphere, which is very pleasant. Anyway, since that's now gone over 20, which is about my limit, I shall stop just in case I do decide to put it into HD. I probably won't, but it'll keep my options open anyway. Cheers. There's another thing worth showing, isn't it? The jolly old there we are. It's all been segregated nicely. He lifted it up, and then, without anything happening to it, he held it over his van, and then he put it back down again, unemptied. That's a strange thing to do, isn't it? But what's even stranger is that prior to that he had emptied something else into there. And I just wonder whether there's any kind of segregation really going on at all. Although it does say blue paper. See, his problem is he can't get that person to get close enough to that. I don't think you can get close enough to them anyway. That was a funny old thing, because I got the impression that first of all went up this yellow thing. But I'm not sure whether I'm absolutely right. I may have to check it back from the film. But if the yellow thing went up and then came down, and then it was supposed to be for paper, and then the blue thing went up, came back down again, not having tipped out anything. There's Czech television out in force here by the old Spanish synagogue. For those of you that are interested in Franz Kafka, which I am as a genius of literature, there's his important statue, but somebody has only gone and ruddy sprayed his leg. I mean, that is just disgraceful. How can you? I mean, this has happened in the last few weeks, because this pink stuff, this person going around spraying over all the election stuff, yeah? This is the Franz Kafka statue, one of my favourites in fact, and some moron has, "Hi, how you doing? Do you know that was cancelled?
What?
That thing that I wanted to go to, that I went to.
No.
That serves me right for mucking you around.
Come and say how long have you got? Is it 10 minutes?
I've got all the time you like.
Come on.
Let's go." Well, that was all very pleasant, as you probably just saw from the piece of film that I just did back then, which was in fact about nearly 2 hours ago now. I got spotted by a friend of mine in the street by the Kafka statue, and taken off to a nice club for a couple of hours for a chat and a coffee. So I didn't really take much notice of where he was taking me because I just was involved in conversation. So now I've come out and he stayed in for another meeting that he had lined up, and I've come out with no idea where I am. So I'm just taking it easy and just going along and see what I can find.
Hey, du sätter pils nu. Nej. Jag tycker det är.
This is jolly interesting, isn't it, with the way that the street goes down there and the pavement goes up here. But I've never seen this before, because I certainly would have remembered that, and I've never seen that in my life, so it means I'm in somewhere I don't know where I am, which is always interesting to then find out. Koji, of course, is a street name which is quite well known. Koji, Goat Street, and that looks kind of familiar down there. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe that's the way to go. This is Bielkova against Koji. I could always get the map up on my phone, but this is more interesting actually, just to wander and see how far I actually go until I come across something that I definitely recognise. This is the way to actually find unusual things, just to go for a wander. At the same time, of course, even if I go out of my way a bit more, I'll end up just losing a bit more weight, which is all fair enough. Because I really can't even remember the direction that my friend took me off in. That looks nice, doesn't it? This cartouche place down there, or candles and whatnot. That sort of screams out atmosphere. This is Bielkova 13. Looks like a kind of trendy bar. Dinitz. You can have your dinner at the Ritz, or you can just have them both in one, which is Dinitz. And it may be that it has a Jewish theme to it. I don't know why I think that, but there's sort of something about the sign which makes me think it might have. It's kosher anyway. That says kosher. Here's good old Johnny Service with his portable toilet. The TARDIS. Dushny, and that's the jolly. That's the jolly old church not far from the back of Lolka. I think I am walking in roughly the right way. That's still the river up there, with a bridge going over it, which kind of means that I can go down here probably, and then take another right. Restaurante Latino. Peruvian restaurant. Haven't I filmed this before? I think I maybe have. Am I getting it completely wrong? Look at that thing. It's an interesting piece of architecture, isn't it? It's another synagogue. But which one is that? Hey, I've come back again out the back of the... That's the Spanish synagogue. Okay. That's the back of that thing and the back of the Spanish synagogue. Which means, effectively, although we didn't go back up that way, although we didn't go up that way, this is the back, this is the main facade of the Spanish synagogue. Meaning that we're about to reappear at that jolly old Kafka statue which has been defaced, which I was just filming when my friend bumped into me. There's the tin church. There's the Kafka statue. There's the defacement. Very unfortunate. And carrying on back down this way will get me home. So in the end it turned out to be a jolly good evening.